My name's Jess and I'm presenting today my FMP for my final project. I began with my research, PowerPoint. I looked into a lot of different audiences, Instagram and demographic, fashion audience target and an audience profile. This was really helpful for me because I was able to find out more about my audience, what sort of things they like doing and stuff, especially to do with social media. I then moved on to my market research. This was existing products. I looked into a range of these. I found this very useful and it inspired me a lot because I was able to pick out things that other brands have which I could kind of incorporate into my own sort of brand. And I definitely found out a lot of things, even like colour schemes and how their layouts are, what kind of stuff they post on their Instagrams, things like that. So I did explore into a range of these. And then I moved on to my topic research, and this was looking into the fashion industry more deeper and social media and sort of what effects it has with mental health, which I also then linked into my actual project, which was my self-love page. Then it was production research. This was a bit more kind of practical, looking into like apps which I can use for editing my photography that I take. And I did add a bibliography at the end. I also created a reflective journal throughout the whole process of my project. This was really useful because it enabled me to look back on what sort of things I could improve on throughout the project, any mistakes I've made that I can, improve on, or what went well and things like that. And I logged everything, and I did also do a daily log, which I found useful too. I then had my problem solving PowerPoint. This was looking into things such as issues and solutions with production time, transport, health and safety, and what sort of equipment I'll be using and what problems could occur, because this is quite a useful thing as well because I need to know these things in case they happen. I also created some experiments looking into logos and finding out my equipment and test. I did a couple test shots as well, just to prepare myself for the photo shoots. I did add some updated problems, and these were just kind of things relating towards Photoshop. Then it was pre-production. I looked at my equipment, colour schemes, fonts, them sort of things, just to kind of get a bit more of a sort of idea of exactly what I'm going to be including and how things will look, like my image styles. I also did do a Google Forms on names, and I found this very useful because I got it off different people. And some layout plans, which helped me get together my exact layout, how my website and on my social media. And the last thing was the locations. I also had a plan B because in case. And some shot types I added and some photo shoot schedule dates, just to be a bit more specific. And then this comes up to my evaluation. I added a range of different responses in this. Sort of, it was like what went well, what could I have improved on, what I would do differently. And I also looked into how my research PowerPoint helped, what were the best things about my project. I felt these are things which are great to look into because it kind of gives me a set on what I can improve on for next time or for my future with university and things like that. So this evaluation was kind of just an overview of everything that I've made, what I've been through, what problems and things like that, and how I would sort of rate my final things and stuff like that. And I did get a couple of feedback as well because I wanted to get some feedback from other people, maybe my audience type as well, so I know what to improve on. Then I had my proposal. This was kind of just a basic what I'm going to be creating And it was mainly a schedule that was really useful actually, because I kind of look back on that every day, so I knew exactly when and what I'll be creating. I did a contextual statement as well. This was kind of just about fashion, about why it inspires me. And I also did a contextual research PowerPoint. This was looking into previous fashion designers and photographers, kind of wanting to know how they inspire me and what sort of things that they produce that inspires me, and being very specific. And I was able to gather a lot of information from this, which I was happy with. And I also added in a couple extra bits in red just to justify my answers. Within this PowerPoint as well, I did look into my male gaze theory, which links back to my essay I did in my previous projects. I felt this was great to include because it kind of related towards my fashion end as well, side of things, which is shown now. And I did include a bibliography at the end as well. Moving on to my final projects, and this was my website. I included a range of images. I also linked in my Instagram below. And I had a couple pages. I had a self-love page. This was kind of linked with my Instagram because I wanted to create a background to my brand. I didn't just want it to be just a brand. It had meaning behind it, and I was trying to get out an issue towards my audience to make them feel like they can connect well with the brand. The next page was my about page, and for this one I included obviously the director and the creator of the brand, and I wrote about kind of why she wanted to create this brand, what inspired her to do it, and the brand's kind of target audience. I also had a shop new page as well. For this one, I mainly just focused on price ranges and also what sort of things we sell, what style of clothing there is, and also you can click onto the piece of clothing, and which is shown in a minute, and it brings up kind of a page where you can actually add it to your basket, because I wanted this to be very realistic and something my audience can really look into. And I also had a contact us page. I felt this was necessary, for the brand to be able to contact anyone, or for my audience to contact anyone as well. The last bit is my InstaShop page. I created some little animations at the top, and I also linked into the Instagram here below. Again, because it gave a very good aesthetic to my product, which I liked. Moving on from this to my second product, I had created an Instagram page. This below, it just looks adore, and I have 19 posts. All these posts are focused on a pink and black colour scheme. I included posts which were directed from the self-love on my website, and I included random pictures, nail art inspo. This is sort of all the things I included in my research PowerPoints, self-care tips, and sort of motivation for my audience, because these are sort of the things that my demographic were interested in seeing. I thought of creating a range of pictures because that's sort of what Instagram is for, and it's a great way to advertise my work.